Hi, this is Kelly from Crafty Kelly's at www.craftykelly.co.uk. Today I'm going to bring you the first in a couple of cards that I'm doing with Bike Ride. So this is the card we're going to be creating today. So there's some lovely things in this actual stamp set, so I didn't just want to go for the traditional bike, I wanted to try and use some other things as well. So this is just a kind of thank you, you're the best kind of card, and not too difficult to make. So let's get started. I've used Bermuda Bay cardstock as my base. I have already pre-cut out using the scallop circle from the scallop circle and circles dies. I've got a piece of scrap which is, I think it's like 1.5 centimetres or 1 centimetre wide. So we'll chop that down to whatever we need for the card. And then I have a scrap piece which I'm going to stamp onto and use the dies to cut out with. I'm going to start with doing a basket. I'm using a couple of different colours, so I'm going to use black as my outline for this. And we'll start with the outside of the basket. One. What I like about these stamps is there's like a 2-stamp process, so you don't have to sit and colour it in, you can just do it with a stamp, which is fab. So we're going to do the inner of the basket, and I'm going to use crumb cake. The lovely thing about photopolymer, it is clear so you can line it up. Apologies if my head gets in the way. There we go. Great. There's a stamp for the leaves, and I'm going to use garden green. You can use any green you've got or any green that you particularly like. If you wanted, you can use a blender pen and colour it in, or if you have the markers, you can use those to colour it in. And I'm using Melon Mumbo for my flowers, so I think it's a really lovely bright colour. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to bring my big shot in now, and I'm going to cut these out using the dies. There are lots of different shapes, so you've got the bike shape, you've got the book stack, you've got the wheels, you've got the parcel shelf for the, not parcel shelf, the back rack for the bike, bunch of flowers, some bunting. So there's a couple of little nice little touches there. Okay, so I've got a magnetic plate, a normal plate. That's my sandwich I'm making. If you don't have a magnetic plate, you can always use a couple of sticky notes to hold your dies in place. Okay, and they're all nicely cut out, so let's pop those to one side. So now I'm just going to bring my card base in and my circle, the scallops. I haven't got any dimensional, so I'm using these foam pads, which are definitely not as good, but they will do for today. I have an order on its way. So I'm just going to pop one on the back there. Try and get a bit central. I'm only putting some on the top part because the rest of it's going to be kind of leaning on the basket. There we go. Lovely. And my nails today match my cardstock, Bermuda Bay. Beautiful. I didn't mean for that to happen, but it did. So the way I've done this background is I've used this stamp and I've just used it in the same colour. So I'm going to use Bermuda Bay ink on top of the cardstock. It's just a normal card base. Bring that back in. What I tried to do is try and circle so there's my start, and then I'm going to work my way out and around. There we go. So now I'm just going to add my circle, which I just used a couple of foam pads. Now I don't know where you are today, but today in Littlehampton it is very hot. I did not expect it to be so warm. Hi guys, I've had to come back and refilm just this little bit because I didn't realise that it stopped filming, so this is going to be tagged on to the end of the video if you're wondering. So what I've done here is I've literally just got a scrap piece of card and I've got the you're the best, and then I'm using Bermuda Bay. I'm going to pop it in the centre, and then with my banner punch I'm just going to take it in and snip off the ends, both sides. There we go. And then I'll just use a couple of dimensionals and pop it on, as you can see. The stamp I've used is from the All Things Thank You, or All Things Thanks. Really good stamp set with some lovely sentiments in there, and which aren't just thank you, you're the best and you're amazing. So it's not just thank you, it's you mean something to me, which is quite nice. So yeah, I'd attach this with a couple of dimensionals like I have on these two, which I finished when the video had stopped going, but nice and simple. And there we have this beautiful card. This has been one from the series of my bike ride set, and so not just using the typical bike, it's using the other elements in the card set, the stamp set as well. So I hope you've enjoyed doing this card with me today, and have a lovely day. This has been Kelly from Crafty Kellys at www.craftykelly.co.uk. Check out my website and follow me on YouTube. Thanks very much. Bye now.